Hello, I'm Guy Bass, and I am here to read an extract from this book, Skeleton Keys, The Haunting of Lunar Moon. It's the second book in the Skeleton Keys series, all about wild imaginations, imaginary friends coming to life, and a skeleton with keys at the end of his bone fingers. Now, at the beginning of this book, Lunar Moon and her family have just got back from a funeral, the funeral of Luna's grandfather, Old Man Moon. They tramp their way through the winter snow back to Haggard Hall. This is chapter 1, and it's called Better Off Dead. Farewell to Old Man Moon. Night was falling as the Moon family made their way down the snow-covered hill from the chapel to the house. Lunar Moon watched her cold breath puff out of her mouth as she followed her family from a distance. "What an emotional funeral," declared Mum. "I haven't laughed so much in years." "I could have danced all night on the old man's grave," declared Dad. "Such fun," chuckled Uncle Merriweather. "The only thing better than saying goodbye is saying good riddance," added Aunt Summer. Luna watched her swing open the hall's great creaking door, and everyone stomped the snow off their boots before they skipped inside the vast grand hallway, laughing and joking. "Can we do it again tomorrow?" added Luna's brother, dashing inside. Like Mum and Dad, Sonny was a golden-haired boy and always looked like he'd just been on holiday. Luna, however, was as pale as paper, with sleepless eyes and a sharp bob of pure white hair. Whiter still was Luna's pet rat, Simon Parker, who perched on her shoulder. "Grandad's gone, Simon Parker, and everyone's happy about it," Luna said to her rat as she lingered in the doorway. "I know he wasn't nice, but he was still my grandad." Luna's rat let out a shivery squeak, keen to return to the relative warmth of Haggard Hall. "Lunar Moon, you're letting all the cold in," said Mum, rushing back into the snow and taking Luna by the hand. She pulled her inside and slammed the creaking door shut. Mum was tall and willowy, with long hair at least twice as golden as sunshine, and a bright white dress that went all the way to the floor. "Well, we'd better get warmed up then," Aunt Summer noted with a grin, stamping her feet as she paced around the grand hallway. Luna's aunt was short and round, and since she'd also chosen to wear a white dress and coat to Old Man Moon's funeral, reminded Luna of a snowball. Aunt Summer tapped her chin thoughtfully. "And who knows the best way to warm up?" "Big hugs!" Sonny shouted excitedly. "Big hugs!" cried everyone except Luna. The family immediately began hugging and squeezing each other as if their lives depended on it. Simon Parker scuttled off Luna's shoulder into the pocket of her coat, just as Mum and Dad swamped Luna with a double hug. It felt as warm as a goose-down pillow. "Luna Mona Moon, have we told you recently how much we love you?" asked Mum. "How much?" Luna asked. "To the moon and back," said Dad. "Always have, always will." Luna closed her eyes as Mum and Dad held her tightly. She could have melted into that moment and lived in it forever. "Well, I for one am still not warm enough," Aunt Summer declared. She winked at Sonny. "I wonder what'll get the blood flowing." "Jolly, jolly joy dance!" squealed Sonny excitedly. "Jolly, jolly joy dance!" everyone but Luna shouted. "No more dancing in secret for this family," Aunt Summer exclaimed. "Uncle Merriweather, some music." "Music it is," chuckled Uncle Merriweather, who laughed at everything and was always hungry. "And then cake," he added. "I'm starving." As Mum and Dad squeezed the breath out of her, Luna watched Uncle Merriweather bounce over to an old record player in the corner of the hallway. He was even rounder than Aunt Summer, and between his bushy white beard and jolliness, Sonny was convinced that he was secretly Father Christmas. Uncle Merriweather chuckled away as he put on a record. A moment later, the sound of a jaunty piano band echoed through the house. "Join in, Luna! There's not been music or dancing in this house for years," said Aunt Summer, as her aunt took Sonny by the hands and spun him round the room. Luna felt a sudden knot of anger in the pit of her stomach. "You danced already," she snapped, wriggling out of Mum and Dad's loving embrace. "You danced on Grandad's grave. You all took turns." "Served him right," said Aunt Summer. "The wicked old killjoy," laughed Uncle Merriweather. "He was a rotter," said Dad. "He was a swine," said Mum. "His breath stinked," shouted Sonny, keen to join in. By now, the whole family was dancing in a sort of giddy jig as Aunt Summer sang. "I'm Old Man Moon, I never let you dance. I'm Old Man Moon, I put pepper in your pants. I'm Old Man Moon, I made you eat a bee. I'm Old Man Moon, I am dead and you are free." Everyone was having a wild-eyed whale of a time. Everyone except Luna. Yes, her grandfather was unkind, but Luna was fairly sure he didn't know how to be anything else. "You shouldn't be happy that someone's gone," muttered Luna as her rat climbed back onto her shoulder. "Not even Grandad." It was not as if her grandfather had ever been kind to her. Every week he would try to send her away, to banish her from Haggard Hall. "Go on! Get out! This is my house, not yours! Leave me alone!" the old man would wheeze, even as Luna stood by his bedside. As soon as he caught his breath, he'd add, "I will never leave this house, not even when I die, for I will haunt these walls, I will haunt you from beyond the grave. I will haunt you, and it will serve you right." Those words haunted Luna all right. But she wasn't sure her grandfather really meant what he said. Luna wasn't sure he even really wanted to be alone. Perhaps, she thought, her grandfather was scared of being alone. So she stayed by his bedside until her grandfather breathed his last. But not everyone in her family was as forgiving as Luna. "Oh, look at me! I'm Old Man Moon! I'm Old Man Moon, and I'm better off dead!" laughed Aunt Summer, doing her very best impression of the old man's crooked, back-bent silhouette as she danced up the curved staircase. For a few moments, Luna could hear her aunt singing as she disappeared into the shadows. Then came a sudden cry, and Aunt Summer was gone.